More than 10 months later, a review of how law enforcement handled protests in Huntsville over the summer is released. The Huntsville Police Citizens Advisory Council presented the review to City Council tonight. Our Kenesha Dees has those details.
Training is critical, and that's probably the #1 recommendation from this report.
On Thursday night, Lightfoot Law, a firm based in Birmingham, presented the review. The firm says protests on June 1st and 3rd were something new to Huntsville.
There were actually HPD officers on their body camera that said, we weren't trained for this.
Some of the top issues were the use of rubber bullets.
We interviewed Chief McMurray, and I believe it's consistent with the public statements that he's made that he doesn't use rubber bullets and he didn't authorize the use of rubber bullets.
However, a Huntsville police officer no longer on the force revealed on body cam video he used them.
And that particular officer stated that he had used 5 rubberized fin rounds.
Deployment of beanbags, another problem.
HPD officers did deploy a significant number of beanbag rounds. Some of those instances appear to violate HPD policies regarding the use of less lethal force.
Snipers on rooftops, drones, and use of chemical agents also addressed. The Madison County Sheriff's Office and Madison Police used snipers. HPD did not.
So because there were no HPD officers that were using those snipers, and Chief McMurray testified that that's inconsistent with the manner in which HPD uses its sniper rifles, then we have no recommendations regarding the sniper rifle.
Huntley says there was poor communication among agencies using different tactics. She also notes poor communication with organizers leading this event when there's a change in time and venue.
Protests sort of escalate when there isn't a leader, where there isn't an organized point person for you to go to.
Putting the Valley first, Kenesha Dees, WZDX News.
The firm also mentioned HPD was the only cooperating agency. The full review will be available online at 10:30 tonight. Just head on over to rocketcitynow.com for that link.